Nice shot!
Hole in one!
I'm going to do Sasha getting shot, and then I'm going to put the Wii music, and then the nice shot from Wii Sports. It's going to make so many people mad. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's 2FAST2MOVIE. I'm your host, Abraham, and with me is my co-host, Ben Collins, here to talk about another episode of Attack on Titan. Ben, we're halfway through the season so far. Pretty much confirmed at this point that we're going to get a part 2. How are you feeling? Are you feeling good?
I've been better. Better. Sasha didn't need to go like that, and there certainly didn't need to be Wii music while it happened.
Sorry, I'm not sorry. Everyone online is grieving right now. Rightfully so. It's a character we know and love all the way back since season 1. And you know it's getting serious when they kill the comedic relief. That's how you know it's getting bad.
My one sad thing is, like, she didn't have many lines this episode, and it would have been nice to have some, input from her instead of, I believe it was Jean, that we were getting most of the dialogue from, so that was a little unfortunate. But
regardless, we're going to talk about all that and more on this episode. So be sure to hit the notification bell and subscribe to our channel. You get videos every week, so you'll always have a reason to come on back. And guess what? Spoilers ahead for this episode of Attack on Titan, titled Assassin's Bullet. Let's start at the opening of the episode, because we get a short face-off between the Armored and the Attacked Titan. As Eren throws a punch, Reiner is able to grab Porco and save him from an exhausted Eren. Eren, of course, their ride is coming. He is very tired. And so just like that, Paradise begins to make their escape. Seeing this, Gabi begins to make her way towards the blimp. And as she and Falco run through the streets, they take a moment to reflect on the events that have just unfolded in their home. Very short rematch. Is it even safe to call it a rematch?
I think it's safe to call it a face-off. That certainly happened. But
get it?
Punch through the jaw. The entire jaw just comes unhinged. But yeah, we had a lot of hype up for it, and this was just a very classic anime throwing us under the bus type moment, or just like, oh yeah, this fight's gonna happen, and then just gets fucking mollywashed by Eren's hardening.
Well, can not Reiner actually do anything?
Titans can't do that, but
can Eren even do anything?
With that one punch, he could.
No, I'm sorry. Can Reiner even do anything?
Probably not. But
yeah, because he's got every power.
I do like the detail of how both Eren and Reiner's Titans have changed to reflect their current humanity. I will say that is a nice, neat little detail of Reiner looking much more human-esque with his newly molded hardening Titan, and Eren looking more and more like a monster every day.
Yeah, he really does look like a demon especially last episode.
Oh my god.
And it carries over into this one.
It's a different vibe. And then I'm glad that the show has acknowledged, because the show is acknowledging a lot of divides right now, and also after he flees and everything, we spend this time with Gabi and Falco. It's exactly as we said. It seems like Falco internalized exactly what happened in that basement, and
which
he
is
understands
really, really good.
It is, and it's one of the things that is actually providing hope for where this story could go, along with Jean's extreme hatred for the fact that they are even participating in something like this.
Yeah, it definitely spells good things for the way that the show could be interpreted. It's sort of narrowing the focus as the series progresses, which is good for funneling in viewers who may be thinking one way into thinking another way, which is a more positive outlook.
Not only it provides hope for the plot in the first place. And it, like, clearly we're gonna have antagonist with Gabi and Shitface McGee with the nobody that was like, yeah, let's kill all the Daytons, yeah, and then had Flock. Yeah, Shitface McGee is Flock.
It's an appropriate name.
He's so not important. He's only been annoying since we met him.
Not gonna lie, he's turning up. I mean, he got a lot better, and I think it's been 4 years. And the first fight that he went on was with Erwin, right? And he miraculously survived that. I think that after that, he like doubled down and went, no, I'm gonna be the most fucking amazing character ever. But in the context of this war, it's kind of scary. I don't like it.
Well, he represents a very bad side of things that's a little too into the war and a little too into the idea of exterminating other people.
Right.
Like,
and we don't like that.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. But I will say, excited to see Gabi and Falco going on their thing, and even to see somewhat of an understanding between the two of them when Falco gives his input about the situation. Because I think Falco might be one of the only people on the continent on the Marleyan side that actually understands what's happening right now.
Yeah. Gabi and Falco actually aren't the only ones who are going to paradise. So, we get some confirmation of the identity of the fake Marleyan soldier who trapped Peak and Porco, who we thought initially was Armin. It was not. It's apparently a woman named Yelena. And in a short flashback from Peak, we see that Yelena and Onyan Capone, the man driving the blimp, were on the first scout ship to paradise that never returned. Not only are they there, but Zeke is also there. Not only is he not dead, he is actively working with Paradise to, quote, restore freedom to Eldia, whatever that means. We also learned that Eren purposefully went rogue and called the scouts for backup in his letters, knowing that they would have no choice but to rescue him. So I want to actually run through a lot of the hints, because the Zeke reveal also threw me for a curveball. Don't remember that happening. But then I went back, and there's actually a few hints. When Eren and Falco are talking to each other, Falco makes a small comment of a baseball glove next to Eren and says, "Oh, do you play baseball?" He says, "I just got it. It's a gift from one of my family members, my friends." So they had been communicating while he was hiding in the internment zone.
Oh.
That's one. And then two, if you remember, whose plan was it to bring Willie Tiber into the internment zone and make the announcement?
Oh.
Dude, Zeke has been playing some kind of long game, and we don't know why.
I don't like that at all.
Like, it was hit, like, at first we thought, oh, it was totally Willie Tiber got the one up on Paradise, and Eren fell for the bait, and it's going to work for them. But apparently, it's like 40 chess. It was all according to Zeke's plan. It literally went perfectly.
With the exception of minor hiccups, i.e. Gabi and Falco. Also, the Cart Titan getting out, as previously stated. But, yeah, this, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know whether to like Zeke more or hate him more right now.
Well, we don't know
we don't know what anything about their motives. We just know that for whatever reason, they decided that this much loss of life was justified in whatever they're trying to do. And mind you, a lot of it is Eldian lives.
Right.
That's the thing that I'm finding really conflicting about this right now. And I'm hoping we're getting more answers on that.
It's also good to keep in mind that they're not friends. Zeke and Levi actively despise each other. They have like a conversation where Zeke is like, "Oh, if you keep looking at me, I'm gonna shit my pants." Don't, you're a pretty good actor. You must have really wanted to kill me, wink, wink. And Levi's just mugging him up, saying, like, yeah, I'm waiting.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for you to slip up, bitch.
Well, he cost him some of his dearest friends.
Oh, yeah, totally.
There's no doubt about that. Like, it's the, and not only that, Levi has cost Zeke people as well. He is one of the main reasons why their first attempt to get Eren failed. Mm-hmm. Why Bertold is gone. Everything came down to that last fight that we had at the end of season. That season.
3.
It gets hard to count what season we're on with all these mid-season breaks.
Right.
But in last time we were on Paradise and last time those two faced off, there were casualties on all sides.
Yeah. And if Levi hadn't done that, and if Zeke hadn't done that, then Bertolt would have been alive, and Erwin, of course, would have been alive, and a lot of the other scouts. Yeah, it's a shame. Let's now quickly talk about Eren going rogue, and we'll talk more about this later on in the next segment. But now that we have confirmation that Eren and Zeke were at some point communicating in the series, are they working together? Is everybody working with Eren? Is like Eren the bridge between these two worlds? Because there is hostility between, of course, even John and Yelena, Levi and Zeke, so there are butting heads. But Eren seems to be the only one that's cool. He blank stare, even I would call it.
I would say he's more in like a state of just being disassociating right now. I think that there still is humanity in Eren right now, and there is still obvious regret, and we see that with Sasha, which we're going to talk about in a minute. Because this is a man who has lost a lot.
Yeah.
And again, we do not know a lot about his motives. I personally think that he's more likely the bridge and Zeke's the mastermind. However, things still, for all we know, Eren could have come up with some shit as well. We have seen Eren come up with plans in the past. Granted, a lot of the times he needs someone like Armin in order to fully explore them and make them actually good, which I think in this case Zeke is probably the person who did that.
Mm-hmm.
However, this again, I think it's too close to call. There's just too many unknowns right now. The fact that Zeke is alive and working with Eren, which I fully believe is the case right now, completely shakes things up. We just do not have enough information to make a call at all right now.
There is one more piece of information that we should call attention to. Zeke announces that they now have the Founding Titan and a Titan with royal blood, which are the two components to make the Founding Titan active when a person of the royal family does not have the Founding Titan. If you remember, he touched Dina as a Titan and was able to activate it and save everybody at the last moment. So if they touch, they can access the full power of the Founding Titan. What does that mean, though?
I think there's several things it could mean. Unfortunately, I think it might mean the rumbling.
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe that is the only thing that they needed in order to activate it in the first place.
But would Zeke want to do the rumbling?
I don't know. And frankly, I just don't know enough about Zeke right now. I don't trust him at all.
That's fair.
This is a man who sold his parents out when he was a child. Like, I don't know if he doubled down or if he's like has regrets or not, or if he's like analyzed all those regrets in a healthy way. Like, there's
if he's like Itachi? Like, there's like secret reasons. He's like, I did.
Oh no, he's totally fucking Itachi. No, I think that's clear. I don't think it's going to be as convoluted as Itachi was.
He's like Itachi, but like if you actually still hated him, you know. Like, that's where I am right now.
Yeah, instead of adding they're not going to add a last minute villain to Zeke's backstory to justify his reasoning. It's all going to be grounded in information we already know. So
Yeah.
it's going to be different. I'm curious as to Magath's role in all of this. And because there still seems to be double planning on both sides, there seems to be so much scheming happening that it's just difficult to tell exactly who has what cards to play right now.
Yeah. Only time will tell. We're in a war right now, and it's going to be interesting to see this play out on the battlefield. So we got to talk about the elephant in the room. It's what everybody online is freaking out over. As Gabi kills the lookout for the blimp and uses 3D maneuver gear to fly up to the scouts, Falco jumps on and the two of them rocket onto the blimp. Gabi then quickly rolls onto the deck and shoots Sasha right in the heart. The other scouts begin to viciously beat up Gabi and Falco and even think about throwing them overboard. And eventually, Sasha succumbs to her injuries and passes. Interestingly, Jean ends the episode by saying to Eren, the reason that Sasha died is because you dragged the scouts into this. That is that quite the line and quite the. It's not a. I wouldn't call it a lie, especially because if Eren just went out and did this crazy act of war on his own, he is just as well. That's the question now, I guess. Do you blame Gabi? Is Gabi the one to blame for this? Like, of course, in the direct sense, of course.
In a direct sense, yes, but Gabi's just doing what Eren would have done in that situation.
Right.
Or frankly, like Mikasai or any of the other kids we've seen in the past, provided that they had the same background as her.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's a soldier. This is what she does. And I think that when she turned, she just shot wildly into the crowd.
Yeah, there wasn't enough time for her to like
line up and
choose the target.
Yeah,
this wasn't necessarily malicious, in the sense that like I'm getting direct revenge on this exact person for the exact thing they did.
Yeah,
it
was bad. I think that what we're going to end up seeing on this is, I think it's Eren's fault, and I don't see a way of not seeing that way. I'm sure that there were other plans that they could have gone through that wouldn't have been so risky. And clearly, like, the first thing that fucking Levi does when he sees Eren is he just fucking drop kicks him in the face.
Yeah, they point guns at him. They tie him up. They're like, even Levi is like commenting on the look on his face. He's like, I never thought that I would see this look in your eyes.
Yeah, like
that is what you say to someone that you're like disappointed in. It is not even a strong enough word.
Eren just started a world war.
Yeah, basically.
And he forced the scouts to come and aid him. Like, I'm sorry, these are a bunch of people that never would have signed up for this war. You're not even their leader. What is I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Queen Historia when we get to see her again. But
yeah,
there's no way this sits well with any of the decision makers. There's people that like the idea of the war and find the war seductive and want to be able to punish all the people outside of the walls and outside of paradise. But they don't actually know anything about the world that they live in.
Yeah.
So it's just impossibly difficult.
I think what I've seen online is a lot of people are blaming Gabi and are mad at Gabi, and I think that that is not only a bad response to have. I think it is literally the incorrect response, because when you really boil it down, what Gabi did in this moment is exactly what Eren is doing is in this moment as well. If you, and this would be for a hypothetical viewer, if you are watching Attack on Titan and you are cheering on Eren but booing Gabi, you're being a hypocrite because their struggles are the same. They're doing what they're doing for the exact same reasons. Eren is doing this because of the strife that he suffered from on Paradise. And he even makes comment of him. Why did my mom have to die? I didn't even understand it at the time. Gabi says, why did Udo and Zofia die? I don't understand why.
And not only that, Gabi has this additional trauma of being a persecuted individual because of her Marleyan blood
zone. Yeah.
And the way she sees it is there's no hope for Eldians now because they're all going to see them as these devils now.
Yeah. Well, technically here's the thing. The way that Willie says it, he says that the people of the internment zone are good and the Eldians on the island are the problem. Now, whether or not that actually resonates with people if or when Paradise gets destroyed is unknown because, of course, people can say one thing in one moment and then lie about it in the other, especially when it comes to the hatred that they have for other people. So the plan technically was that through an effort on all fronts of all parts of the world, uniting against other Eldians would then make the Eldians on the continent likable in the eyes of people. I think that might be wishful thinking on Willie's part, if I'm being completely honest.
I think it's extremely flawed, and I think it's going to be just as flawed as whatever Zeke is planning right now.
I mean, I can't even say that because I thought Zeke's plan was Willie's plan, but it wasn't. So if what Zeke's plan involves him sacrificing Willie, and because their reasoning is the same, Willie and Zeke's is, I'm sacrificing other Eldians in the internment zone for a greater cause, but their outcomes are going to be different. So, I mean, I don't know.
This is, unfortunately, I think this is a wait and see episode. This episode, it gave us too many questions and not enough answers.
There's not enough answers. I'm hoping that the next episode will cover it. And speaking of the next episode, we should talk about that. We do see a few shots of Sasha eating a lobster or like a bass or shrimp or something.
She's eating. That's all that matters.
Yeah, she's eating. She's happy. Good old Sasha. So that, of course, means we're going to get flashbacks. What sorts of things are you hoping that they address? Out of all the things we've talked about, the questions that we have, is there any one that you specifically are like, they need to talk about that now?
I personally think that we should, I would like to see, specifically the double agents, the blimp person, and, Armin 2.0. I'm just going to call her that. Armin 2. That was a very good point. She sounded very feminine, but Armin also is voiced by a female voice actor, I'm pretty sure. So it's impossible for me to tell. But I want to see a little bit of them, and also I just want to, because it seems that the people of Paradise were also in contact with Zeke. They outlined this attack plan as Zeke's attack plan.
Mm-hmm.
So we should have seen it. Like, we should be able to figure out the steps leading up to this. And perhaps, when and how did Eren go rogue?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Like a timeline of events, when they came into contact with Zeke. When did Eren go rogue? Did Eren go rogue because of Zeke or lack thereof, and then reconnect with Zeke later? If we can get Zeke's intentions, that would also be great. But that's no. We're not. That's like that's wish fulfillment. That's their saving grace. That's like they're gonna pull that card last episode probably, be like, haha, this was my master plan the entire time.
Last episode of part 1, I'm hoping. Not
Hope.
I really hope
Hopefully.
that we don't just bulldoze through chapters now, because I'm kind of digging the slower pace for these important beats. And I need to know what the fuck just happened. So please, let's slow down and just explain it to me.
Yes, slow it down, please, dear God. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching this episode of 2FAST2MOVIE. You can find us on places you find podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Music. Look up Return of the Movie, and you should find us there. We also post videos on this channel every week, so hey, click the notification bell. You'll be able to get notifications for all videos that we post on the channel. And hey, it's 2FAST2MOVIE.